Okay. We are live. And now that my mic's on, audio's coming through. So last time, we checked on a friend of Deek's, helped hiring, and we're getting ready to do the next trial, but I wanted to do a few things first. I did do a little bit of collecting and whatnot off screen, so I handled a few bandit camps. Not many, but a few. Okay. Can we change it to daytime, please? Well, it's at least a bit closer to daytime. Where's the sun? Well, there's where the moon is, which means the sun should be coming up from there. Definitely getting brighter. Now, some of you may remember when we actually came to Bakar's tower that there was a door we couldn't open at the time. Well, I want to open that door. Which is why we're here, and daylight helps. Means I don't have to use Lumos as much.
Aloha Mora.
So let's see what's behind here at last. Ooh, my ear just popped. Okay. Stairs. And more stairs. Someone liked their privacy. I wonder what would happen if I jumped off. Woo! That saved some time. Okay, now I said I was going to get some more creatures off screen, which I did. I just need to figure out where I'm going to put them. I avoided creatures that I know are to do with quests. have a puff scheme. Okay, now let me show you the animals I've collected. I got 2 Neasels, 2 Froopers, and 2 Nifflers. And it looks like I have just enough space in this vivarium for them for the time being. I tried to, with the Froopers, they're known to be colourful, so I tried to get different colours. These are the Froopers. Oh, they're eating. And their song is actually often said to drive people mad. But they are very colourful. Nifflers. I went for the darkest ones I could find. Ooh, guess I can't put them in here. At least not yet. Because the Nifflers I've seen in films and whatnot have always been darker, so I went for the darker colour. So let me go to my other vivarium. And there's Highwind and Calico. So, Niffler. They're marsupial in the fact they have a pouch. Which is where, when they're not having young in there, they'll hide shiny objects they've managed to collect. Which can make them both useful and a pest. Which is when you deal with them, you may notice that occasionally shiny objects will come out of their marsupial pouch. Like right here. Stroking its belly and it's dropped the pendant or something. Which is cute. Alcaligo behave. And then the last one are Neasels. Think of them as magical cats. I got the shiny variant and the regular variant. Probably not the best concept to have it together, but... Okay, how are the males smaller than the females? But that could be because this is the shiny variant. And like cats, they love a good petting. Hey, Highwind. So that is all the animals I have so far. If I remember correctly, I'm only missing 4 types of animals, and I know that there is a good chunk of them connected to quests. I know there's one I can get optionally, but I know there's a side quest where you have to get a particular one. Now, speaking of side quests, I'm actually going to focus on that today. So we're going to find the Hogwarts side quests first, and then we'll worry about others. So if I remember... that one... go to the Charms classroom. Why doesn't my laptop have enough internet access right now? I mean, the reason I want to focus on side quests is, if my throat wants to behave, the moment
we shall hear each other, then we'll know the answers.
Oh, that is a point.
You're saying I need to take time to test each of you on the dates of Goblin rebellions separately?
Yes. And if it involves warlocks, I shall need extra time.
What? Why?
I struggle to recall details regarding warlocks. Unless it's Barnabas Deverell, then it's fine.
How utterly odd.
Tis a bit. I feel more confident knowing I'll be tested anyway. Who's Barnabas Deverell?
You know, it does help to look at the thing while you're stirring.
because the moment we do the next Keeper trial, it'll move forward into the term, which will unlock more quests. So I want to get some done now. But let's check our gear. Okay, that's a higher level than we are. First year cap. Okay, inventory. And let's see what talent points we can do. Okay. That might be helpful. Dark arts? Not really much I can do. Cool. What's that one? No. Stealth? That's going to be useful when I need to do it. Requirement? I don't really use the potions that much. Okay, let's start the side quests.
Hello there. Perhaps you can help me.
Hello. Were you calling me?
I was, yes. Thought perhaps a fellow Hufflepuff might have the perseverance to join me in a bit of an adventure. Following a treasure map, to be precise. Slight respite from battling the odd troll, I should think. Asked Poppy if she'd be interested as well, but couldn't drag her away from her puff skein. I found 2 maps lying about, both leading to locations around Hogwarts. Care to have a look at one?
Following a Hogwarts treasure map. Count me in.
Wonderful. Hogwarts fascinates me. You can keep whatever treasure lies at the end of your map. I'll be satisfied just knowing where it leads.
Where do you suggest I search first?
Based on a cursory review of your map, I'd suggest somewhere near Hecat's classroom.
Very well. I shall take a look if I can find the time.
Fair enough. Meet me back here if you find anything.
Okay. I know that. I know that. I know that. And I know that. And it's downstairs.
A rhinoceros skeleton. I'm on the right track.
That's the second. And here's the fountain.
There's the fountain. I'm getting closer. This stairwell looks promising.
My entire family's been sorted into Hufflepuff, except for me, though.
This looks like the portrait from the map. Now, where's the treasure? Aha! There was a doorway hidden within the portrait.
That's a cool trick, actually.
I wonder what came of Arthur's search.
It's quicker than walking all the way back.
I wonder what it was like in Hogsmeade before 1714. I'd imagine things were far less orderly.
I'd love to have a house in one of the nearby hamlets. Imagine being able to pop into Hogsmeade for a butterbeer whenever you wanted.
I could spend all my galleons at Honeydew, and just on fizzing Rigby.
Made any progress with your treasure map?
Hello, Arthur. Thought you might like to know that my map led to a doorway hidden within a portrait.
Oh, how clever! Mine led to the boathouse. Barely found the treasure before I saw the headmaster coming. He shooed me out of there, but not before I got a few galleons richer. What did you find?
I found what I believe is an authentic historian's uniform.
Oh, that's lucky. Seems as though we both had success. Glad I enlisted you to join me. Well, on to the next Hogwarts mystery. Wonder if a quick rummage round Weasley's office might yield anything interesting.
Okay, is that Hecate down there it's pointing to there? Oh no. Hang on, I'm gonna see what that's about. Package delivery.
Professor, do you have a moment?
I do.
May I ask what attracted you to astronomy?
You may. Might I assume from your inquiry that you wonder how anyone may have an interest in astronomy?
Oh, not at all, Professor. I find it intriguing and wanted to know more about your work.
Ah, that is good to hear. So often those who do not fully understand all that can be gleaned from the stars question astronomy's relevance. Misperceptions frequently arise due to the confusion of astronomy with astrology, the ridiculousness of which I shall not deign to discuss. To answer your question, it was my dear sister who first sparked my interest in stargazing. The two of us spent countless nights on our rooftop staring at the cosmos. It was one of the only subjects we could study together.
I'm not sure I follow, Professor. Why was that?
My sister is a squib. Clever, hard-working, and generous, but a squib nonetheless. The only non-magical child born to our family in generations, poor thing. Although she manages exceptionally well.
It sounds as if she's a lovely person, and accomplished.
She is. And to her credit, while she was once disappointed not to attend Hogwarts, she has excelled in Muggle school. One of the first women, we suspect, to have attended Cambridge, well disguised at the time by our mother as a gentleman scholar. And as astronomy is one subject shared between the Muggle world and ours, she and I have been able to maintain that common interest. We still sneak up to a rooftop now and then to gaze upwards, courtesy of a levitation charm rather than a trellis nowadays.
Thank you for telling me about your sister, Professor.
I was glad to. It is good to be reminded of all that one can accomplish when one embraces who one is. Now off you go. I am sure you've a star chart to review somewhere.
Professor, what can you tell me about your work at the Ministry?
Your curiosity is understandable. Well, although I can't speak in any detail of my work, I can tell you certain interesting facts. Unspeakables work in the Ministry's Department of Mysteries. Dangerous work at times, as you've no doubt guessed.
Yes, Professor.
Now, you needn't concern yourself with my injury. I made peace long ago with the fact that a sprig of dittany, once plucked, will surely begin to wilt.
You do seem to have come to terms with things rather well.
It's a matter of perspective. Without saying more, perhaps whatever time I've lost was an exchange for time gained, and to dwell on such matters is a waste of the days ahead. At this point, no magic permits us to travel back in time. Perhaps one day. Yes, I can tell you that my years at the Ministry were well spent. And I'm as happy to be at Hogwarts now as I was to be in the Department of Mysteries years ago.
If I may, Professor, I'm also happy that you're here at Hogwarts now.
Kind of you to say. Speaking of time, perhaps yours would be best spent honing your defensive wand work.
Yes, Professor.
In other words, she was injured during her work to develop time turnants, which, as of this game's time, don't exist yet, but they will. Now, let's find another quest. Astronomy Wing, Bell Tower. That's just the Summoner's Court, which I am not interested in. The Great Hall. There's one there. Okay, that'll do. Why don't I have internet for my laptop? Weird. One of the few things I don't like about the PlayStation 4 version is you can't just walk through the door. I understand the loading screens for fast travel and whatnot, but I miss just being able to walk through the door.
Revelio.
it's me, Gareth. Do you have a moment?
Were you calling me, Gareth?
I was. After you helped me with that fupa feather and potions, I reckoned you might be just the person I need. You see, I have an idea for a fizzing Wisby-inspired beverage, but I'm missing a key ingredient.
Where do you find the time for this and your homework?
I've plenty of time for both. Been managing for years. So, I suspect the key ingredient in fizzing Wisbies is dried billywig stings. I heard there's a store of them in Honeyduke's cellar. I'd get them myself, but my Aunt Matilda has her eye on me. Thinks I need to focus on potions class for a while, not for my own brews. I was hoping you could follow a secret passage to Honeyduke's cellar and grab a few dried billywig stings for me.
Sounds simple enough. And who wouldn't want to go to Honeyduke's?
Ah, brilliant. Thank you. The passage is hidden behind the statue of a one-eyed witch in the third-floor corridor. Just tap it with your wand and say, Descendium.
Are you asking me to steal from a shop?
Goodness, it's not as if I'm asking you to rob Gringotts. Honeyduke's is more than enough, and I only need a few. It's a sweets ingredient. They won't be missed. Trust me.
Couldn't you have someone buy the dried billywig stings?
They're not for sale, and you never know when the cellar's going to be locked. So, the reliable way in and out is through the secret entrance.
I'll see what I can do, Gareth.
Fair enough. You shall be the first one to taste my newest brew if you can be of help. Perhaps I can convince a meat to help me with my potions homework. Get my aunt to loosen her reins a bit.
I'll need to get those dried billywig stings for Gareth if he's to finish his latest concoction. A one-eyed witch statue shouldn't be too hard to find. This looks like the right statue. Now, what was the password? Descendium.
Okay. This should be fun. Okay, what spells do I have? Well, I don't need that right now. I'll use that. I'll admit, this is not how it's described in the books.
A lift. Must be how I get down. Looks broken, though.
I love how they're actually using the English word. Americans call them elevators. That's one hell of a repairing charm.
That seems to have done the trick.
One hell of a repairing charm we just did. Chest.
This castle will never cease to surprise me.
Okay, this is a bit closer to what the books describe. Spiderweb. I know what spell to use to get it back. I'm going to have to get past this.
Reparo. Levioso. Revelio. One more to go and I'll make it across. Reparo. Accio. Levioso. Aha, got it. This must be the way out. Confringo! I need to find a way to open that gate. Something smells sweet. Must be close to Honeydukes. Revelio. Honeydukes. I can smell the chocolate. Now, where would I find the dried billywig stings for Gareth? Revelio. I have the dried billywig stings. Now, back to Gareth. I can only imagine how his new recipe is going to turn out.
Never knew butterflies were attracted to treasure. I must have missed that one in Beasts.
Revelio. Revelio.
Well, hello there. Come in, look around, and if you've been eating chocolate frogs, please refrain from touching. I'd say that looks as if it was made for you.
Never did like that style.
I'd say that looks as if it was made for you. I suspect you have a sharp eye for facts. be sure to stop by whenever you're about. I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Hello, Gareth. I have those dried billywig stings.
You got them! Incredible.
Happy to help. Here you go.
This is brilliant! Can't wait to get started. Thank you again. I'll let you know when I brewed my first batch of fizzing whizbeer.
So that's another side quest done. Don't really have much to talk about, but getting the side quest done. Okay, let's go and talk to him.
Students always frown. Patient burn the castle down. Such fun.
Anything to do with the dark art should be avoided. It's too risky.
Anything to do with Salazar Slytherin is worth the risk.
I can't agree. And I'll not say a word more.
I'm sorry.
I won't give up.
What were you and Ominis speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Ominis swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
Ominis is right. Meddling in the dark arts is dangerous.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominis' family history is personal to him.
I understand. You needn't tell me if you don't want to.
If I were you, I'd be begging for more details.
It's not that I'm not interested, and you can certainly trust me if you want to tell me anything.
Ominis learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
What does the Cruciatus curse do?
It's known as the torture curse, Crucio. It inflicts intense, excruciating pain on the victim. Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport. Ominis described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominis that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
How horrible. Poor Ominis, he was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominis and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominis trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the Scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough. I'll make Ominis understand. He'll change his mind.
Okay, while we wait to hear from him... that's that. No quests there. Great Hall. Nope. Library. There's one. Hey, but that's a teacher's class. Southwing? Okay, crossed wands around 3. Spell combination. Okay. Hogsmeade?
Adventure, are we?
I could use some gold.
Good thing the Ministry back
And so much for that path leading to the shop.
Pardon me? Might I ask a favor of you?
In a minute.
Good for you, getting all those foul goblins a-hiding. Oh, I'm always thrilled when a young one makes a wise purchase. I can tell you'll go far. Such a wee bairn gieing a thrashing to a troll. Oh, I can't believe it. Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
Pardon me? Might I ask a favor of you?
I pressed Ominis regarding Salazar Slytherin's Scriptorium, but my efforts were in vain. Meet me outside the Slytherin common room. We need to talk.
Hello, is there something I can help you with?
How do you do? I'm Sacarissa Tugwood, and I have an exciting business proposition for you. Now, it may surprise you to learn that someone of my obvious esteemed lineage would be in business. But I only want to help the less fortunate.
That's incredibly nice of you.
Oh, there's more. You see, I've been experimenting with a new beauty cream. A cream that will rid our glorious school of the hideous, greasy pustules plaguing our poor pubescent classmates. But I've run out of the key ingredient, Booba pus. Boobachubas do grow in the Forbidden Forest, however. If only I could pay someone to collect a few for me.
What precisely are boobachubas?
Disgusting things, really, covered in protrusions. One needs to squeeze them to collect the pus. They smell simply awful and seem to move on their own. Ugh, I wouldn't go near the things if it weren't for my devotion to my classmates.
How on earth did you discover that boobachuba pus clears one's skin?
One cannot rely on spells for all appearance enhancements. The errant cast, for example, could relocate one's eyebrows entirely rather than merely thinning them. My darling and now perpetually surprised-looking neighbour discovered that on her own. Poor thing. I am convinced that beauty potions are the future. I'm forever looking for ways to make this world a more beautiful place. I suspected that if pure boobachuba pus could cause boils, an altered form would likely reverse such abominations. And I was correct.
I can try and find some for you if I have the time.
Marvellous. I'd go myself, but I don't want to. I only need a few boobachubas, but they grow wild, so you'll have to look around. Our spotty classmates are counting on you, so you mustn't tarry.
Yada yada yada. Sorry, Iwing, but the broom's more nimble.
Revelio. This is where Saccharissa said to go. Now, where are those booba-tubers? Just my luck. A troll.
Revelio.
What the hell is that? Is that a dragon? Looks like a dragon to me.
Best thing in the world, finding a beast in your trap. Confringo! Liquids don't go back.
Oh, that smells awful. Only 4 more, thank goodness.
Revelio.
Yeah, and 2 of them are in there. Why is it in troll?
Confringo! Incendio!
Revelio.
You pay for that! What a pathetic Confringo!
I didn't always like a polite battle.
These rocks have seen better days.
Revelio. Revelio.
That should do it. I'd better get back to Saccharissa now. Saccharissa, I found the booba tubers you needed.
Splendid. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. May I have them?
Of course. Happy to have found them for you.
Thank you. And your payment, of course. Now I can begin perfecting my potion to save our poor pimply peers. Don't know who should be more grateful, I or our unsightly spotty classmates. One day the wizarding world will know my name, and you will have been a small part of it.
Where's the Slytherin common room? Great Hall? Nope. Grand Staircase? Quad Courtyard, Ravenclaw Tower, Lower Grand Staircase. How the hell do you spell Scriptorium? Okay, what time of day is it? It's always dark in this area. Scriptorium. Okay, I spelled it correctly.
You're here. Brilliant.
I received your owl. What happened with Ominis?
I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt's knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominis won't tell me.
Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominis.
You? I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominis is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on. He's this way. Keep an eye out. Never know who's watching. Although that hasn't stopped us before.
Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught.
Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance. There he is. Good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna mute for this quest so that you can enjoy the conversations that will happen. So if I don't talk, don't worry. That's actually better. Ugh, but it looks horrible. Yuck. So I will mute and enjoy what's about to happen.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Ominis. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastion been up to now?
I owe you an apology, Ominis. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastion did show it to me. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other 5th years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about... What was it? Scriptorium?
He told you about that?
He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favourite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this Scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
That is a bit unnerving. I suppose even if it might lead to answers about what happened to your aunt, it does pose a risk.
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory. Get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastion answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastion, I'll wait. I hope we don't regret this.
Sebastion, over here!
These braziers grant access to the Scriptorium.
Now you'll share? You wouldn't tell me when I practically begged.
It wasn't you who told me what I needed to hear. Opening the entrance has something to do with threes.
Well, 3 heads are better than 1.
It's 2 heads are better than 1.
And by that logic, 3 is better than 2. Simple mathematics, Ominis.
Confringo!
That brazier went out on its own. I wonder if it's a clue.
hope we're ready for this.
Lumos.
Dark, ominous corridors. My favorite.
No comment.
Come on, that was a good one. Looks like a locked door. We may want to look around.
A journal entry, signed by Noctua Gaunt.
Gaunt? Ominous. Your family was here.
I know. She was my aunt.
You knew? And didn't tell me?
Ominous. The journal mentions many challenges ahead.
That's why I said this could be dangerous. Aunt Noctua kept my father informed until she vanished.
Reparo.
The rubble formed a relief of a person facing a snake.
That must be the voice I hear. The voice is ancient.
You hear a voice?
It started when you repaired that relief. I hear a whisper saying, "Speak to me." I'm a parcel mouth. I can hear and speak to snakes. Nearly all known parcel mouths are descended from Salazar Slytherin.
I'd like to be able to talk to snakes.
You might not want the ability to speak past the tongue. It's often associated with dark wizards. I haven't spoken it in ages, but I'd wager if I speak it now, the door will open. I'm hoping you're having second thoughts.
Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead.
It's ironic. When I left home, I vowed to leave the dark arts behind, and yet here I am. Stand back. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Lumos. It worked! Ominous, you possess a rare ability indeed.
Between the two of you, I'm starting to feel left out.
Between the two of us?
Never mind. There's no clear way forward.
Like a maze. Salazar Slytherin most likely wanted this to be difficult to solve.
The door we came from, it closed. And there's more than one gate ahead.
Then look closely at each gate for clues.
Lumos. Confringo. Lumos. Dial requires focus.
Aunt Noctua said the same. It may take practice to solve it. That didn't sound good.
Lumos.
Salazar Slytherin didn't make this easy.
Matching the symbols did open it.
Was about to do that myself, but you got to it first. Nice work.
Confringo.
Another welcoming sword, was he? Every dial seems to be getting more difficult, but we've made it this far. Don't give up.
Lumos.
Confringo.
Lumos. Another gate.
Seems Slytherin like to play games.
Must run in the family.
Look in a mirror, Sebastion. That sounded promising.
Another dial solved.
Impressive. Nice work.
This journal entry, it mentions getting lost and being unwelcome.
Poor Aunt Noctua. I imagine the speeds vary and symbols differ for every dial.
Lumos. Lumos.
We've got more to solve ahead.
Search each corridor. It may not be obvious which leads where.
Excellent work. We're another step closer to the Scriptorium.
Ominis, your aunt wanted to change your family's traditions.
She did. And she was my favorite person in the world for it.
I spotted something ahead. Looks troubling.
This whole place is troubling, but for my aunt's sake, we cannot stop now.
Noctua references painful and arduous challenges, but also rewards.
Painful. That's the part I'm wary of.
All I heard was rewards. Keep going.
Confringo.
Revelio.
The gate!
Lumos.
I think we're locked in. Again.
Then Salazar Slytherin is not yet finished with us.
Ominis. A skeleton. And Noctua's last journal entry. She mentions being trapped here, blocked by an unforgivable curse.
This is where she died. This is where we'll die. I shouldn't have listened to either of you.
Ominis, I'm truly sorry about your aunt. But I know what to do. It's going to be difficult.
You said you know what to do.
tortured faces on the door, and Crucios etched into the stone. My guess is if we cast the Cruciatus curse, the door will open. That's why Noctua died. She had no one to cast the curse on. Ominis has the most experience with this. He should cast it. You seem to be in Ominis's favor. Will you ask him about this?
He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him.
Good. Work your magic, so to speak. Wish we had some liquid luck.
All of this could have been avoided.
Ominis, I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this.
Salazar Slytherin did. He's to blame for many unimaginable things. I overheard you and Sebastion, and I won't do it. The Cruciatus curse is pure torture. I would know.
Sebastion told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice.
Should have known he would have told you. And one always has a choice. I'm as guilty as the worst of my family. Unforgivable curses won't work unless you really mean them. I had to want to cause pain, and for that I shall never forgive myself. That spell's the reason I have no family left. You and Sebastion will need to sort out another solution. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever.
What do we do now? Ominis is not going to cast the Cruciatus curse again.
Ridiculous. As if dying in here is a better option than casting a damned spell. It's up to us. I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on you.
Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio?
Because I'm not sure I do. Ominis knows that, yet he's left us no choice. I don't yearn to follow in Noctua Gaunt's footsteps. I think I can cast it if I have to.
I don't want to learn the curse, but I can handle the pain. It's fine. Cast it on me.
I shan't forget this. Ready?
I'm ready.
Are you all right?
That pain. It was excruciating, but I'll survive. Let's keep moving.
We made it. We found Salazar Slytherin's Scriptorium.
I can't believe we're here.
Revelio. Lumos. Sebastion, Ominis. There's a book just here.
You found something.
You two go ahead. Let me know what's in it. I'll wander around a bit.
May I have a look?
What do you think?
Looks like a spellbook of some kind. This is incredible. A Hogwarts founder's possession. What an honor. Still can't believe Ominis never told me about his aunt and what she found.
What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook?
What I do with every book. Read it. Having professors as parents ingrained that habit early on. But I can do that later. For now, I say we explore this room. It's breathtaking.
I've been getting an uneasy feeling about this place. We shouldn't linger here. Let's find a way out, please.
I don't want to leave, but I owe you. Both of you. Without both of you, we'd never have made it this far.
We were lucky. We could have died. We must swear never to do this again.
I see a way out.
Best news I've heard all day.
Ominis, about your aunt.
Please, Sebastion. I meant what I said before. We swear, right now, never to engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
Understood. I'm truly sorry about your aunt, Ominis.
I suppose after all this, I am grateful to know what happened to her. Thank you.
Okay. So the bit we picked up in Salazar's Scriptorium mentions putting the creature into a deep sleep until it can be awakened. Now we all know that's a reference to the Chamber of Secrets, which is right here in this game. One of the gaunts covered it up. It used to be just a trapdoor, but one of the gaunts covered it up with a sink when plumbing became a thing. Now, let's head back to the common room. Salazar Slytherin's private spellbook. Ooh. Well, I wouldn't do to read through that. I might draw the line at unforgivable curses, but... if nothing else, we have got a couple more side quests out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for today. Next time, we will do a few more side quests in preparation for the next trial. So until then, take care of yourselves and I will see you next time. Goodbye!